What's up, family? If it's your first time checking out the show, let me know what city, what state you're coming in from. If you're outside of the U.S., let me know what country you represent. Family, I need you to smash up the like, smash up the like, smash up the likes. Also, if you have not done so already, after you subscribe on YouTube, there's a little bell next to your subscribe button. Go ahead and click that thing right now so you can get your notifications each time I drop a new video like this. That way you'll be in the loop going in. Family, this is a cold-blooded case right here, but it is a cautionary tale. Every single person within the sound of my voice must pay attention to the details of this case. Now, I'm not going to show the entire video because it's too graphic, but I will show the moments leading up to the murder, the double homicide. And I'm calling it a murder since we had a little discrepancy about the difference between murder and kill. Kill meaning it could be accidental or whatever, but murder is intentional, right? Intentional harm that causes the loss of life, right? So it could be intentional, planned, whatever, right? This was murder, fam. I've been hearing different people saying different things about this, saying that this guy was defending himself or whatever because the guy pulled out some scissors or whatever. Yeah, whatever. Let me tell you something, fam. Well, let me just say, first of all, the guy who is responsible for shooting a man and his stepson to death in a Brooklyn apartment in Flatbush has been identified. I ain't got no problem with that. And here's why. When you leave the safe confines of your house to confront somebody, and that person reacts in whatever kind of way that person reacts, and then that person turns to walk away, you don't get to shoot that person in the back unless you're the police. You know, they get to shoot people like hell. They can do whatever they want to do. You know, they don't, the law don't pertain to them. You know, they're outlaws, so they just kill however they want to. Every now and then they get caught up, but regular people like me and you, we can't just go around shooting people in the back. We can't do that. We going to jail. And really that's how it should be for the police too. But the law is above the law in the United States of America. And I guess there's other places the law is above the law also. This guy has been identified as, what's his name? Jason Pass, 47-year-old Jason Pass. Jason Pass is responsible for the murder of 47-year-old Vladimir Mathurin in East Flatbush, along with his stepson, Chinwei Mode. That's his name, Chinwei Mode, black kid. They're reportedly from Haiti. They're reportedly Haitian, and they said that the mother of this kid said that there had been an ongoing dispute since December of last year, December of 2022. The mother says her side of the story is that this guy has been harassing them over noise complaints, and the police had at least 7 calls in that time period about noise complaints. They never did anything about it because they said the people were just walking on the floors. The floors are wooden floors. They don't have any carpet. So in an older building, of course, that's going to make a lot of noise, and especially if you got small kids and they're running. There's at least one small kid that was in the house, and she's 10 years old. Now, surveillance video got him. It showed the whole story. It's going to be hard for dude out of this. The surveillance footage showed the entire incident. And let me lay it out for you, fam, and then I'm going to tell you why this dude is going to jail for certain. He's going to jail. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, first of all, he goes to confront. He leaves his house. He wasn't put out. Nobody's lit a match and, lit a fire, threw a cocktail in the window or something and smoked them out. He voluntarily got up, walked out of his door on the 3rd floor, walked up to the 4th floor of his neighbor's house, and kicked the door. Not politely knocked on the door and said, "Hey, man, can y'all turn it down? Can y'all tone it down?" He kicked the door. The wife comes out first, and she's arguing with the dude. We'll get to that part in a minute, her part in this. Then the dad comes out, the son comes out, and then the dad comes out. He comes out with his shirt off and some shorts. Then he turns around and he go back in, puts his shirt on, then he comes back out. The entire time you can tell dude got something on him because he's his gun. He making sure he ready to go, right? So at any point, dude could have just left, but he sat there a few seconds and waited for dude to come on out. Dude come out, confront him. He got some scissors in his hand, and he walks up to the dude and confront him with it. He got the scissors damn near to the dude's neck like this, but he's holding them, closer to him. And they're arguing. They're just chewing, just tongue wrestling, back and forth. Till finally, the mother tries to pull dude away. As she pulls him away, he takes his eye off the guy with the gun. The dude with the gun, finally, I guess he just had enough. So he, pulls the thing out, aims it. This one dude look up, and now he decides, okay, let me get the hell out of here. So he's trying to go back in the house. And that's when Buddy started banging on him, shot him in the back first, clipped him a few times. As the dude take off to try to run back in the house, first of all, the wife goes running in the house and shuts the door, leaves old Buddy outside. He down on the ground, on the floor. The son tries to run away. I don't know if the son spooked dude or whatever, but he ran toward, and dude's kind of like in dude's direction, but he wasn't running directly toward him, but he was running like, just past him. But he got up on him, and dude dumped on the son. I mean, like probably 5 or 6 times. He hit the son, stood over him, bang, hit him in the head. Then he went over to the dad, who was laying on the floor, and shot him as he was walking toward him, and then stood over him and shot him again in the head. What do y'all think gonna happen with that case? He may as well cancel all appointments. He can just clear his schedule right now for the next several decades. Cancel all subscriptions. He got subscriptions to Netflix, Hulu, YouTube, whatever. He can cancel all of that. He can cancel that. His ass going to jail. It ain't a lawyer in this country gonna get him out of that jam. And like I say, it's on tape also. It's on tape. The youngster reportedly was a good kid. Everybody talking about the youngster. He's a good kid. The daddy was a bodybuilder, but he also had a job as an Uber driver, and he held down another job. The daddy had two jobs. So these are working class people. Now, let's get to the mother. So there were people saying that the mother should have not stepped in at all. She should have stayed in the house. Initially, I can say, yeah, that's what I would want my woman to be, is in the house. If something's going down, baby, I got this, get in the house. You ain't built for this type of stuff. Get in the house. I want my woman safe and out of the way. I got this. The wife was arguing with the dude, and then she's pulling on the husband, taking his attention away from the dude that he has conflict with. You know, I boxed. The first rule in boxing is to protect yourself at all times. That means slippers go. You never take your eye off your opponent. Never take your eye off your opponent. I made the mistake and took my eye off my opponent one time when I was in the 4th grade. This dude named David. Oh man, David gave me the blues. I was in the 4th grade. I'm in elementary, so he's in middle school. And, you know, he was bullying people after school one day, and he tried me, so we got into a fight. But I wasn't scared of him. I was in the 4th, he was in the 7th, and I took my shirt. I'm taking my shirt off. Oh boy, woo man, taking my shirt off. All of a sudden, I hear ding, 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 ding. Boy, hit me so fast. But I got my shirt off, and then I was able to, neutralize him. But before that, I took my eyes off a dude, and he was able to get the ups on me. I ain't took my eyes off of a potential opponent since, a potential enemy since. I underestimate no one. And let me tell you something right now, fam, that's going to save some of y'all lives. Because some of you out there got some hot tempers. Some of you are like I was, for many years. That temper go from 0 to 60 like that, bam. Hot-headed, quick to blow that fuse. You're going to get yourself killed like that. You got to be a thinker. The first thing that you have to think about, before we even get into what the mother should have done, what the father should have done, this and that, the third or whatever, look, first and foremost, let's just talk about how when you have a neighbor, all of us, this apply to everybody listening to me right now. I'm finna save somebody's lives. Y'all better listen to what I'm saying. I'm gonna save some lives right here if y'all listen to me. Somebody gonna learn something tonight. If you have a neighbor, if you have neighbors, just like with everything else in your life, your actions should be consistent with the outcome that you want. As a neighbor yourself, you should want to be a good neighbor. Where you lay your head, you should want peace. Even if, you could tell somebody got a bad attitude or whatever, if it's any way possible that you can smooth it out, you want to smooth it out. Because if there's one place you should have peace, is inside of your home. And there are neighbors, some of you right now got neighbors that you don't like, you're tense, that every time you think about them, you're angry. You walk out the door, you're looking upside their head, they looking upside your head. Some of y'all don't even know your neighbors' names. You don't speak to them, they don't speak to you, and you can't stand them, they can't stand you. That is a bad way to live your life. That means that most of your days are being spent already. You waking up in a bad mood. just because you don't like your neighbors. Neighbors should look out for one another. So if you have a neighbor who, let's say, seem to have a bad attitude, you got to use your brain and say, well, what's the outcome that I want? Now, if you just don't give a damn, you don't care about tension, you don't care about conflict and sleeping bad and looking out the window and watching and he doing this and y'all going tit for tat, destroying each other's property and crossing each other's property line and waiting on the kids to play on your yard. You want to go through all of that, hey, have at it. But if you want peace, which is what I pursue anywhere I live, I want peace with my neighbors. Now, if I just can't have peace, then I'm going to give them a peace. You understand what I'm saying? Wink, wink. But I want peace. So if I'll give you an example, what happened, I had a neighbor, I had a townhouse, and the neighbor was loud. I mean, they was just disrespectfully loud. I mean, just unnecessarily loud. They had to know they was being loud. They had to know that they was being unneighborly. They were so damn loud. They were Spanish. So that damn World Cup come on, man, I'm talking about for 2-3 weeks straight. They just you're making all kind of damn noises all through the day. Woo, just in the night, just yahooing. So at first it really, really bothered me because, and I wanted to go over there and do something. So first time I did, I just went over there and politely knocked on the door. Hey, you turn it down, son. Yeah. Okay. Next day or so, here we go again. And I don't like telling people stuff more than once. I don't like that. Because I figure I tell you once, I let you know. Now, anything after that is disrespect. So now I'm hot, but at the same time, I'm thinking to myself, I share a wall with these people. If you don't like your neighbors making noise, if you don't like the sound of feet walking on the floor, a bang every now and then against the wall, you should probably live in a house or like go somewhere out and live in the country or something. If you don't want to hear no noise, some of y'all got a problem with neighbors. Even if you live in a house and the neighbors playing music, sometimes the music ain't even loud. Some of y'all just real sensitive. Some of y'all just like to complain. If you're that type of person, maybe you should move to the country. Move to the country. But if you live in an apartment complex, in a townhouse community, a condo community, you rolling the dice for what type of neighbor you're going to get that moves in. And if that neighbor moves in, that neighbor's just a little too loud for your liking, what you're going to have to do is figure out a time that you can do what you got to do, whether it be sleep or work or whatever. You're working from home, whatever. You're going to have to figure it out. Talk to them. If you can't work it out and they just don't want to work it out, you contact your security people or whatever. If they can't figure it out for you, help you figure it out, hey, you either move or you get it on. You really don't want to get it on because it might not go your way. See, you know what you're going to do, but you don't know what the other person going to do. See, old buddy knew what he was going to do, but he didn't know what that neighbor, that crazed neighbor was going to do. You know, he's a bodybuilder, so he wasn't afraid of dude. Big old dude, towering over him. He's looking down on him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in the song, the Ghetto Boys song that I wrote called Size Ain't Shit, that's why I said that. Size ain't shit when somebody got one of these on them. And size ain't shit when somebody got these and they know how to do these for real. Size ain't shit. But he was towering over dude, and he was very confident that he could whoop his ass. But dude didn't have fighting on his mind. He had a gunfight on his mind. Dude brought scissors to a gunfight. So if everybody got neighbors. Your goal with your neighbors should be to have peace. You would be very surprised, even though your mind, your pride might tell you, man, that fool, I ain't gotta be, I ain't gotta be cordial with this fool. I ain't gotta be polite to this. Man, you would be surprised how far you can get with being cordial with people who ain't got no understanding. Some people just ain't got no understanding. You got to understand that. And some people like conflict. They've been having conflict their whole life. They're crash dummies. So if you come to them with some crash dummy stuff, you're going to get everything you're looking for. You got to be prepared to give it up. You got to be prepared to throw your life away when you're dealing with some people. You got to be prepared to risk your life. You got to be prepared to risk your freedom. You got to be prepared to risk the lives of the people inside your household when you are dealing with a damn fool, when you're dealing with a crash dummy. Understand this. Crash dummies are going to crash into something. They're made to crash. Crash dummies are made to crash out. That's what they do. They're eventually going to crash into something or somebody. Your job is to make sure that they don't crash into you. He's a crash dummy. Let them crash into somebody else. I'm sure that same dude had problems on the job. I'm sure he's probably had problems in other places. His understanding was bad. So I'm sure he's 47 years old. You can imagine how many times he's crashed out. Eventually, he gonna kill somebody or somebody's gonna kill him. You get out the way and let him kill somebody else, or get out of the way and let somebody else kill him. Because even if you win, you could lose. Even though you know you're right, you protected yourself, you stood your ground. You still could lose just by going to court, losing a whole bunch of money and leaving your faith in the hands of people who are you're hoping that can show you mercy, who was hired to not show you mercy. And your whole future is dependent upon these strangers who don't even know you and perhaps don't even like you. So if you can get out of the way of it, you get out of the way of it. If there's any way to avoid it, you avoid it. If you just ain't got no choice but to give it to them, then you give it to them. And you give it to them good. But if you can avoid it, you avoid it, man. Avoiding crash dummies don't make you no coward. Avoiding conflict don't make you a coward. Avoiding conflict makes you smart, makes you very intelligent. I like people who like to avoid conflict. Now, don't get me wrong. I got hitters, but my hitters like to avoid conflict. They're not going around looking for trouble. But if they got to go in, they'll go in. But they ain't going around looking for it because they got families to feed too. They got people that's counting on them too. They got responsibilities. They're not just trying to throw their lives away. I don't want to be around people like that. I don't want to be around people that just take off every little thing, any little thing, hot-headed, all that. Somebody gonna get hurt. Somebody got to have some sense. If you live in an apartment complex, a townhouse community, condo community, you got to understand that you rolling the dice with your peace. You might get one of those ignorant ass neighbors who have a low tolerance for noise or a high tolerance to make all the damn noise in the world. And some people are just uncivilized. You got to understand that. Some people are just uncivilized. So while you're saying keep it down, they thinking, hell, I am keeping it down. Shit, we usually get louder than this. I've been trying to be respectful. I got the thing on, my volume go up to 100. I got the damn thing on 80. What more do you want? I ain't turning it all the way down now, just for you. Especially if you're the only one complaining. You see? Some people are justified like that. Oh, it's the only person got a problem. Right there, you only one cause. Now, if you got the whole complex against them, you in good shape, because the whole complex can get a fool removed. But if it's just you constantly calling, ain't nobody else calling, you're putting yourself out there. You're sticking yourself all the way out there, and it's you're rolling the dice. You're rolling the dice. You're rolling the dice with your life. You're rolling the dice with your freedom. Old buddy, roll the dice with his life. And it cost him not just his life, but his stepson's life. Yeah, he came out there with those scissors, but he had a right to arm himself with those scissors since dude came to his door kicking at his door. Remember now, the neighbor came from the 3rd floor to the 4th floor and kicked his door, not knocked on it, kicking at his door. Dude come out with the scissors. Yeah, you can look at it and say, yeah, I wouldn't have done it. No, I absolutely would not have approached somebody with some scissors. If I pull out some scissors, they'll never see it. They won't see them until it's over. So, I wouldn't have done that. I would have never taken my eye off dude. I would have never even came out of that house like that. You know why, fam? You got to understand this. And this is very important right here. You lock in with me, fam. Lock in with me right here. This is very important. This is why I'm finna save some lives. Anytime somebody have the audacity to come to your house and kick your door, they're ready. They are ready. 9 times out of 10, they're ready. You think you operating on regular time. You operating like, oh, he gonna kick my door? Okay, I'm gonna kick his ass. He ready the whole time. You might get a lick or two in, but you thinking fight, he thinking kill. You're at a disadvantage. Anytime you're thinking fight and somebody else is thinking kill, you're at a disadvantage. He already knew what he wanted to do when he went up those stairs. That's why he had that gun on him. That's why he had that thing on him. He was ready. He knew what he was going to do. He had already thought about killing. When Dad heard a kick at the door, the only thing he can think about is, hell, is this knocking on my goddamn door? I'm gonna stop him. Man, what are you crazy? What's wrong with you, fool? He thinking, rowdy. He thinking that. He already lost. He was dead. He was dead when he opened that door and walked out that door. He was already dead. Didn't even know. Anytime somebody, especially somebody who's smaller than you, who you say to yourself, I know this fool, ain't I? This little old bitty, anytime somebody especially smaller than you, or somebody you perceive to be weaker, you think is weaker, and they're trying you, they're rowdy, body, they ready. More than likely, they're ready. And you better be thinking death. You better be thinking survival. Because if you're not thinking what's the worst thing that could happen, then the worst thing is probably going to happen. Anytime somebody is being overly aggressive with you, and they're over the top, they're overzealous with it, more than likely, they're ready for you. They are ready. Either they got that thing and they're ready to bang on you, or somebody else around them got it and they're ready to bang on you. Or they're ready to jump you, whatever. But they're ready. You're at a disadvantage. So what you have to do is fall back. So when somebody hit that button, hit that button right there, If that button say jump, you don't jump, you chill. You chill. If that button say chill, maybe you jump. Maybe you do anything, but you don't do what that person wants you to do. Because when a person can push your buttons, you're not in control of your mind. You're not in control. They're in control. You think you're in control, but they're controlling your actions, not you. So when they push that button, you got to say to yourself, oh, okay, I see what this is. I know what he's trying to do. You know what? Let me fall back. Now, a better approach for the dad. What's the solution? Somebody come kicking at your door like that. The best solution would have been not to answer the door. Not to answer the door at all. Or if you're going to answer that door, make sure you got it on you and you ready. Not ready to do this, but ready, ready, ready. And make sure if you open that door, you get the ups on that food. You don't open the door just shooting because you're going to jail if you do that. You got to think, I ain't going to walk this. I ain't going to, y'all know what I'm saying. You got to do your own, from here, you ought to be able to get it. Some of you ain't built like that, and that's okay. It's all right to call the police. That's what you pay their asses for. Make them work. Put them to work. You know, put their asses to work. Call the police. Yo, man, this dude is over here kicking on the door. Woo, woo. But I'm going to tell you, anytime something go that far, fam, you're in a life or death situation. Anytime your neighbors go that far, you're in a life or death situation. And it's time to move around, or it's time to handle that. And if you handle that, just make sure you stay free, you stay alive. Make sure you play to stay. A crazed neighbor is a nothing neighbor. Why throw your life or your freedom away for somebody who ain't worth nothing, who ain't gonna be nothing? Why throw your life away? This man had a whole family. He dead now. And his son dead with him. Why throw your life away over a nothing? There's a lot of nothings running amok in the United States of America. Why throw your life away for a nothing if you can avoid it? If you can avoid it, why? You got to think. Anytime somebody's coming at you overly aggressive, they're so aggressive, it don't even make sense. You got to stop being so enraged that you thinking, I'm finna whoop this fool, I'm gonna beat this. You got to stop thinking like that. You got to start thinking survival. How do I survive this encounter? That's what you better be thinking, or else you're gonna die. You're gonna get killed. It's too many crazies out here. Everybody mad. America, everybody mad. People just mad for no reason. People just waking up mad. And they're settling conflict with guns. Everybody's solution to settling a conflict is with a gun. Everybody retreating to a gun. I would say about maybe 20% of the people out here are really just scared to death, and that's why they got a gun. But the others are like, you know what, I gotta have me one because everybody else got one. Let me just have one to protect myself so I can protect myself. But once you got it, the gun become the problem solver, because you could take it out, shoot in the air, people gonna scatter. Take it out, shoot at somebody, people gonna scatter. But you got to be careful with that, because you take that thing out and you start banging. What if somebody else start banging and you underestimate them because you thinking you got all the control? They're right there on the side of you and boom, you gone. So just because you got a gun don't mean you're going to survive the encounter. You got to protect your energy. If Oh, and let me go back to the townhouse that I once lived in where I had the loud neighbors. I'm not a townhouse type of dude. I'm not an apartment type dude. I'm just not a condo type dude. I need peace. I don't want to hear what the neighbor doing. One of the neighbors I had, I could hear when they was having sex. I saw them outside one day and I was walking in the house. I said, hey, y'all might want to tone it down a little bit, because, I heard y'all last night. And, yeah, let them know. And I ain't heard nothing else. I didn't hear anything from them after that. I don't want to hear what you're doing in your house. I don't want to hear nothing. If it's any noise in my house, I want to be making it. I don't want to hear the noise from somebody else's house. But if you live in an apartment complex, a townhouse community, you live in a condo complex, if you're on, if you're living in a dormitory, you need to understand that until you get out of there, you don't control your environment. And you're going to have to figure out how to deal with that. Put some headphones on, turn the TV up, turn your music up, whatever you got to do to get through it. You're going to have to just deal with it until you can do better. It's too many people running around here trying to control other people's bodies, trying to control how other people live their lives. They think they run something. They think they own something. Food, you live in an apartment complex with I think it's like 40-something units, just like everybody else. You don't run nothing. You don't control nothing. Now, his dumb ass is finna go to jail for some decades because he just could not control his emotions. Another emotional man who killed because he could not control his emotions. I bet you anything, once they catch his ass and he really start going through the system, he's going to wish that he hadn't done that. Guarantee it. But in that moment, he was ready to kill everything. The mama lucky she didn't get killed. She lucky the dude didn't kick the door down and come up in there and kill her, because she was talking slick to him before everything went down. Now, let's talk about the mama's role, the wife role. The wife went outside. She thinking she dealing with somebody civilized. She like, hey, whatever. I don't know what they were saying, but, you could tell she was arguing with him, I mean, hell, she live in that house too. She's a resident too. She got just as much right to peace and to be left alone as he does. So she's upset. But she sees escalating. She trying to grab a man. She ain't trying to grab a man and take his attention away so he can get shot. She probably not even thinking this dude got a gun or nothing. She just wanted to calm down. So she tried to calm the dude down, but the dude ain't trying to hear it. He trying to pull away from her. And it was only when dude pulled the gun out on him did he turn to try to walk away or run away. Now, I've been hearing something, well, the wife was out of pocket. She should have just left it alone and other. Man. I personally believe that more women have talked their man off the ledge than have pushed him off the ledge. I think that more have helped to de-escalate than escalate. Yeah, you got women out there who are uncivilized mutts and they like drama and all that kind of stuff, and they cause men to get killed. But more often than not, women have talked men off the ledge. I know I've been talked off. I don't even deal with women who like conflict. I don't deal with women who like to fight, because I like to fight. I don't like to fight women, but I like to fight. But I don't go around fighting people because, again, conflict is costly. I don't like to fight people, but once I'm fighting, I'll admit it's a bit exhilarating. Yeah, it's something about it. It's a rush. It's a rush. Hard to describe, but it's a rush. But I don't want to be with a woman that like to fight. If I'm a street dude already, I might take it there. If somebody try to hurt me or mine, I might just flip. I might black out. I don't need my woman saying, hold on, baby, take your AR-15, you'll kill more of them like that. Just in case his brother and them try to get in, take your AR-15. Don't take that 9mm because sometimes your 9 be getting jammed. That might be what I want to hear. That sound good when you're making records, ride or die, got the Bunny and Clyde, ride or die. That sound good when you're making records and shit. That sound good when you're talking and capping and all that. But we talking about real life. We talking about not what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. What I need to hear at that time is a woman that say, baby, don't worry about it. God gonna handle that. Don't worry about it. He gonna get his. Just watch. You got something to live for. You got a wife, you got a girlfriend, you got whatever, you got children, whatever it is that she says that I have, that I'm responsible for. You got a responsibility, you got a life. This dude ain't got nothing to live for. He ain't got nothing to lose. You don't need to be dealing with him. Let the universe handle it. Let the trash take itself out. That's what I need to hear. Going into the comments. Willie Daniels. Gaza Squeech, what up? Positive vibes. What's up, Dara Browner? Real Cold G. Shane Thomas, what up? What's up, D. White Dorsey? Addison Glenn, what it do? Moments captured through my lens. That's what's up. The Almighty says she closed the door on him. Really, what was she supposed to do? He was already down. He wasn't going nowhere. He was out of here already. When dude dropped him, he hit the floor. He was done. He was already done. Dude just finished him off. I don't know, fam, just the way that I'm built, I would want my woman to save herself. I can't be saved. If the dude hunting me, if I'm being hunted, he got me. If he already clipped me, I'm down already. Hell yeah, shut that door and save yourself, baby. Shit, jump out the window, do whatever you got to do. Run up in there, arm yourself with a knife or something. Act scared or whatever. Turn around, start sticking. Whatever you got to do, baby. Survive. Ain't no use them taking both of us out. MTF gang, what up? What's up, Rodney? Brother Daniel. Deontay Majors, what it do? Ramen, what's up, Ramen? riding his step away. He said, y'all keep calling the son a kid. He was 28. Well, he a kid to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what white folks do. See, we don't do that. We don't give our kids that kind of grace. Hey, he grown. He 18 years old. He grown. On the news, something happened to one of them white kids. Even if they kill somebody, they'll be like, the boy. They call him boy and kid. They don't say man, a grown man, or a man was there. They'll say a boy. Don't let him be 19. He's a teenage boy. They don't say man. They say a teenager, teen, the young teen. Yeah, he's 28 years old. He's a kid to me. But I catch the drift, though, grown to the world, but he's a kid. I mean, he was their kid. Miss Diligent. Yeah, he did look very young. She looked like a teenager. This is the best picture that I could find of him, though. I found a picture of him right here. Where's that picture? That's the best picture that I could find of him. He looked older in that picture. But that's him to the right. That's the father to the left. This is the mother. There's a link in the description so y'all can check out the video. I didn't include the full-length video of the actual shooting, just right before he started busting. There's a link to my Instagram. If y'all want to look at the longer version, it's out there. It's easy to look up. Just you can copy and paste this title, and you'll see it out there. The full length is about 2.5 minutes or something like that. But as you can see on this picture right here, that's him coming up the stairs. And that's him firing off after the confrontation. Just before, as you can see, he starts to shoot him after he turns his back. And he got a beam on that thing. He turns his back and dude starts shooting. Here's what a mother was trying to, you can see the scissors in the hand. And then the mother is trying to, the wife is trying to really pull him back. And they got into a little tussle where he was trying to push her off of him, but he's taking his eye off of dude the entire time. And while he's doing that, dude's, go for his gun. Now, here's the thing. Even if she wouldn't have been pulling him away, dude was going to pull that thing out anyway, because he had already made his mind up. He made his mind up what he was going to do when he walked out that house with that gun on him. As you can see, that door open. That's the mother. And then the little 10-year-old girl was standing in the door too, so she witnessed her father get gunned down and her brother get gunned down. She witnessed it. Y'all see the thing he got on there? Yeah, he was ready. He came to kill. See, look in the doorway. Look in the doorway, the top right corner. So the little girl runs in the house first. She's right in front of the mother. And then the mama runs in the house. And he's opening fire on the dad who's off to the right. The dad is rushing toward the door. But They shut the door. That's where the dad falls at. The boy, the son, is trying to run past the shooter. You know, once you say the son, if the son had ran the other way in the opposite direction, he possibly could have still been alive. But dude opened up on the son. And maybe he opened up on the son also because of past altercations. He obviously had an axe to grind with the entire family because this had persisted for over a year. So we're going on, let me see, 2000, they say it started in December of 2000, I believe, 2022. It's going on about a year of conflict. Yeah. So the New York Department of Corrections and Community Supervision confirmed that Paz, this is the shooter, was a correction officer at the Sing Sing Correctional Facility in Ossining from September 2004 to June 2005 until he was terminated, according to prison's spokesperson Thomas Maley. According to the Daily News story from 2005, Pass was arrested while off duty for allegedly pointing a pistol and shouting expletives at two plainclothes police officers after honking and tailgating them in their unmarked car. He was arrested and charged with menacing and reckless endangerment. You see what I said, fam? Remember I said he was a crash dummy? Remember? He gonna crash into something. Just get out of the way and let him crash. Just your job is to make sure you don't crash into you. He also worked for the MTA as a subway conductor from about 2012 to 2018, according to state payment records, and an official with the knowledge of his work history. So he worked as a subway conductor. The family had a long-standing friction with Paz, who became angry whenever they made noise in their apartment. The incident was sparked by an ongoing feud over noise based on the investigation. He said that 6 311 noise complaints had previously been filed from Paz's apartment. Yeah, so as I was saying, fam, this guy had a history. I said this before I even read it, before I even found out about this. But this guy, Jason Paz, had a history of reckless conduct. A history of it. Not surprising, because people who behave like that, who behave like uncivilized mutts at 47 years old, you don't turn into an uncivilized mutt at 47 years old. You've been an uncivilized mutt for a long time. And eventually it just caught up with you where you can no longer operate in a civilized society. You just finally, you did something that removed you from civilization, from a civilized society. And now he has to be captured and put in a cage like the uncivilized mutt he is. He got to be put in a cage. Some people are not fit to live amongst the civilized. Jason Pass is one of those people. And for a long time, he's been able to do it. He's been able to get by. He's been able to do just enough to get by. He's a former state corrections officer, family. Imagine, what kind of correction officer do you think he was? Do you think he's the kind of corrections officer who stepped back, fell back, and just did his job and let the guys live, and just long as they didn't get out of pocket, didn't make his job hard, he didn't make their job hard, he didn't make their stay hard? Or do you think that he was one of those who stretched his authority, who abused his authority? I'm willing to bet it's the latter. So now this little girl is going to need therapy. 10 years old, imagine that, family. She's 10 years old and she witnessed her father and her brother get gunned down. She's going to need therapy. And they got gunned down and they left a pool of blood in front of her house. Like, she walked out the door, it's a pool of blood. You know they don't clean that stuff up immediately. So the mother said, or the wife said, that when Jason Pass would bang on the floor anytime he'd hear some noise in the upstairs apartment on the fourth floor, from his third floor apartment, he would bang on the ceiling. And anytime he would bang on the ceiling, she said her husband would just bang back on the floor. And she said finally, dude became so upset that he came and he kicked the door. Husband goes outside and, turns around, argues, go to argue with him or whatever, but turns around and goes back in the house, put a t-shirt on. He should have went back in that house, should have never came out, but when he went back, while he was putting that t-shirt on, that should have gave him enough pause to say, I ain't going back out there. Should have gave him enough pause to have that woman inside, hey, look, we're gonna handle this a different way. Because I can guarantee you that if he knew that if he walked out that door and confronted dude, that he was gonna get killed, that his funeral was gonna be next week sometime, and his son also was going to have a funeral next week sometime, that they were going to end up, they wasn't going back inside that house, that apartment, to watch television or finish whatever business they had going on. They wasn't going back in that house to sleep. They wasn't going back in that house to eat or conversate, take a shower, use the bathroom. Their last movement was going to be in the hallways of that apartment complex, and they were going to be stretched out like roadkill, and they were never going to walk again. They're never going to breathe again, never going to see family members and friends again. No more anything. If they had had that thought, pretty sure they wouldn't have walked out that door. After the shooting, the gunman took an elevator down to the lobby. And then they say he fled the building heading east towards Brooklyn Avenue. Investigators recovered a 9mm, well, actually a 9mm, a 45, a 945 caliber shell recovered 45 caliber shell casings. So yeah, so investigators recovered 9 45 caliber shell casings and 5 bullet fragments from the scene. They described the shooter as a dark-skinned, bald man wearing a blue jacket and tan boots. So this guy, Matherin, was the father of 3 young children. He had been married to his wife for 19 years. And he held down 2 jobs. Did I mention that before? Yeah. He held down 2 jobs. He drove a school bus and was an Uber driver. So these are working class people. This is a guy that's, getting up to go get it and holding it down as a man of the house. Even was trying to handle the business, protect the home for it like a man of the house would. He just had the wrong information in handling something like that. This is why it's important, family, that we have these discussions before something like this happens. Because if you can have these discussions with yourself and you can kind of play these things out, you're more likely to have better results. Proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. Your actions have to be consistent with the outcome you want. And that's how that goes. Trying to get back to my comments here. What's up, Ruth Robinson? The church lady, what up? Mustafa Ali. Mustafa Allah says, once again, black on black crime. You can go ahead and retire that statement, man, because it's always going to be black on black crime, just like it's going to be white on white crime, Asian on Asian crime, Hispanic on and on and on and on and on. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and retire that, bro. Black people ain't got crime against their own lot. We ain't got that market corner. That ain't gonna never stop. Even if it went all the way down to, if it cut by 99%, you'll still be making comments, once again, black on black crime. And I ain't picking on you, bro, but I am gonna say, I am getting sick of black people jumping online, specifically on social media, and just talking about how bad black folks are doing. Some of these guys, they call themselves scholars and all this type of stuff, and they got all these degrees and this and that or whatever, and all they do is just throw out statistics about how bad black folks are doing. Like, where's the damn solutions, man? Where are the solutions? I just offer some solutions on how to save your life if you ever find yourself caught up in a situation like that. I didn't jump on here and just say, black on black crime. Oh man, that's messed up. Another black on black man. The black man did this, the black man and the black woman. See, it's a lot of dudes, they know that's their hustle. It's some dudes, that's to me, that's the low-hanging fruit. What's the solution? I just gave y'all some solutions. What's up, Dennis? Dennis Grady, what up? What's up, Tommy Tumbo? Number, what's that, Numbo? Tommy Numbo. Number. Hold on, I'm gonna get this name right. Number. Tommy Number the third. What's up, Tommy Number? It's a dope last name, man. Boy, you got to make sure you do something with that name. Number. Miss Jazzy. What's up, Miss Jazzy? Show Miss Jazzy some love, fam. Hard at work moderating, keeping the trolls at bay. Mike Zoe, what up? What's up, Sean D? Chris Dalton. Y'all heard Chris? Smash up the likes, fam. Hit that like button, man. Ain't no reason you should be over here watching this video if you ain't hit the like button. Come on, fam. Look out for your boy. Ride with me, man. I'm riding with you. Ride with me. Abdullah, no, he has not been arrested, but they do know who he is. Jason Pass is his name, P-A-S-S. That's his name. They know who he is. It ain't gonna be long. Star Child, what's up? What's up, Tracy Banks? Nino Brown, what up? Ronald says self-defense. Where? Self-defense where? Where? Some people, and that's another thing. Some of these people see the police getting away with certain things, and they think they can behave like the police. That's a policeman move. Shooting people in the back. Your life ain't danger. That's a policeman move, leaving the safe confines of your house and confronting somebody, going all the way to somebody else's house, kicking on the door. Your life ain't in danger. You kicking on somebody's door. They open the door and they argue with you, which they have every right to do, even though I wouldn't have advised it, but they have every right to do. They have every right to argue with you. Arguing with you, even defend themselves with a weapon. They have every right to do that. The thing is, dude is already out of pocket for going up to them people's house, kicking on that door, initiating conflict. He's already out of pocket for that. But on top of that, and look, if he just wanted to kill the dude, he might have a slither of an argument if he had pulled the thing out when dude produced the scissors and put the scissors up. Like when he moved with the scissors, he could have just and said, oh, I was scared, feared for my life. He didn't do that. He waited until that dude, he pulled the gun out. He didn't start firing right away. He pulled the gun out when the dude had his back to him, when the dude and the woman was struggling. She trying to pull him away. He trying to get her off of him. And dude pulled the gun out and aimed it. When he aimed the gun, dude turned to run away or walk away. And that's when he starts to shooting him in the back. That ain't no damn self-defense. His ass going to jail. He going to jail. If you think that's self-defense, you going to jail. You better hope like hell you don't find yourself in a position where you have to defend, or you in some type of conflict, because you ain't gonna know what the hell to do. If you don't understand that that's not self-defense, you're in trouble. What's up, Pamela Hamilton? Queen Jet Black, Marcus Jackson, what it do? American Gold King. MTF gang. Erica Nicole McCrae. What's up, Erica? Hey, just calling it like I see it. Calling a strike, and a ball a ball. Is that Hiawatha? Hiawatha? Hiawatha Smalls. Hiawatha Smalls. Just bullish. Okay, fam, that's my time. I appreciate y'all for joining the live. I'll update you guys when I get some information. I'm sure it ain't gonna take long before they catch this dude. I'm pretty certain they'll catch him within the next 48 hours. I should be a damn investigator because I be on the money with this stuff a whole lot. I be on the money with these type of cases. But anyway, fam, I appreciate y'all for joining the live. Until next time, no more talk.